for Rivas. He's going to take a shot here. Rivas, oh, what a goal! It's a goal, it's a goal, it's a goal! You could not write a better script. Hello everyone, welcome to Loomis Chaffee Prep School. It is knockout day in the Tiro Sports International ID World Cup. We had an incredible finale to the group stage, ending with two MLS-style shootouts, which were exhilarating and at times a little hard to understand with the rules, but we got there. But amazing television. Delighted to have joining me to unpack it all, Reuben Burk from Connecticut College, Mike Johnson from Zurich International School, and Kevin Pope from Tiro Sports. Firstly, guys, what a group stage. 49 goals in total.
Wow. Yeah, exciting stuff. I mean, it's that's what we're here for, right? People to come together as a team, yes, but ultimately individually showcase themselves to these great college coaches out here. So,
Mike, what did you make of those MLS-style shootouts? How long did it take you to get the rules? But secondly, how unique and exciting was it compared to just a normal shootout?
Well, first and foremost, I had to rack my brains back to the 90s on YouTube just to remember exactly how that rolled coming from the UK. But yeah, it changes the variables. It puts a lot more thinking into the whole occasion. And yeah, the goalkeepers can have an advantage at times when they rush as fast as they did in that. And I think it took a lot by surprise, but it was certainly exciting. And it sums up that group. And there was nothing between anybody really, and it took one bit of genius. And we're out, and the UK are through, and we're at the next stage.
I'm just thrilled to see the UK win a shootout. I mean, it feels like gradually the curse is being rolled back. Colombia in 2018, now this one. Reuben, as Mike said, probably all four semi-finalists, very, very close and level. But is there any particular team that's really stood out to you so far?
Definitely the UK is impressive. I think, yeah, to be fair, UK, North America. I'm not going to say Northern Europe because I don't want to make us the favorites. But yeah, I think honestly any of the four semifinals could win it.
And talking about these semifinals, Kevin, is there one team that you would right now go so far to back all the way in this very tight competition?
I mean, it's hard to argue against results, and North America is 3-0. You know, that says a lot right there. Hometown favorites too, maybe. I don't know if you want to say that or not, but it's always a part of it. You got a lot of fans in the stands. But.
Mike, does North America look like the most complete team to you out of all the sides?
I'm stuck at the minute. I think the interesting thing about North America is up top they are electric, without a shadow of a doubt. I think player by player, they potentially have the most luxurious squad. But I think as a team, I think the Northern Europe team, I'm going to put you under pressure here, Reuben, they're a sleeping giant. And having seen a few of these kids coming in from Europe and knowing how well they've gelled, I think they will take a lot of stopping as well. So it really is all to play for. And as Kevin said, there isn't much between those four teams. Anybody could take the title.
Reuben, can you give us any strategic insight for how you're going to approach taking on the Northern America at 5:30?
Yeah, I think we'll stick to a lot of the things that we've done the last previous games, which is try our best to control the midfield, try to apply pressure high up the field and make them uncomfortable, and then rely on, we have two excellent center backs and a very excellent goalkeeper in Oblak, so kind of rely on them to control the back line and not let up anything easy up the middle. So,
well, it's going to be a really exciting day of knockouts. We're going to have the consolation games at 2:30 and 4 p.m. And then for our semi-finals, we're going to have Northern Europe against North America at 5:30. Then we finish up with Asia against the United Kingdom. But now we're going to talk a little bit about how can international students find the right fit for colleges. Obviously, there's a lot of factors. America's a very big country. There's a lot of different categories of athletics. So, Kevin, I guess I would start with you. What do you think are some fundamental factors an international student needs to think about when finding the right fit?
Yeah, I mean, first off, there's a lot of schools. You know, over 800 Division I, 2, or 3 universities alone, and it's a big range of academics, level of soccer, types of schools. So just a lot out there. Do your research, number one. Number two, especially for international students, it's all a big part of this is the highlight video, right? That's your that's your commercial, right? That's how you get the initial interest and get your foot in the door. And that's one thing with Game and Frame. Thank you guys very much. You guys do an amazing job. And the quality of the video is a big part of it. Quality of the competition is a huge part of it as well. And that's something that we're striving here to accomplish for all 130 boys.
Mike, you are obviously at Zurich International School. You have a lot of kids that are looking to go to America, that come to America. What's some of the conversations you have to guide them to find the right fit?
Well, one is definitely exposure, and thanks to the combination we have with Tiro now, we've got that with the ID camps that travel around the globe, and they're like the first insight into what's maybe expected, the first chance that these kids have to speak to college coaches face to face and really see what the level's at. But nothing really beats being at an event like this and being in the company of coaches. You can have a conversation with Reuben on the way to lunch. You get to know exactly what the coaches are looking for, and it goes from it sort of fills the void between the highlights video and what might happen next. So for us, it's just an exposure thing right now, and we've went from having not many kids to having a lot of interest in here's an opportunity instead of just pursuing it in Europe, potentially at club or at universities there, coming to the States and making the most of that.
Reuben, you have a very international roster at Connecticut College. I counted 7 currently on it. I think it was even more in the past. What some things do you think is important for them to consider when coming over here?
Yeah, the type of academic level that they want to achieve. Coming out of a 4-year school, do they want the highest prestigious degree that they can, or do they want to settle for something a little bit more in their comfort zone? I think size of the school. They want to go to a really large university with a wide community, or do they want kind of a more smaller private education? And I think finding the right soccer program in terms of how the team plays, the culture of the team, the relationship with the coaching staff. I'd say it's a balance of, what do you want to get out of your experience academically? What type of community do you want to find, and is the soccer program gonna fit you as a player as well?
So within that framework, trying to find what you want as a student, as an athlete. Obviously, a guide for that is Division 1, Division 2, Division 3. An international might not necessarily understand the distinction between that. Kevin, what do you think is the ideal fit for a Division 1? What someone's looking for, and what's the ideal fit for a Division 3?
Yeah, if you asked me that 20 years ago, I'd have a lot different answer than I would have today. 20 years ago, there's a much more clear separation. I would say today, I explain to families around the world as more of a Venn diagram. You truly have a big overlap between the top 25 really in Division 3 programs and that even like that bottom third, bottom half of Division 1. There's a lot of overlap. You take a look at University of Chicago, who won Division 3 national championship this past year, or Conn College, who won it 2 years ago. They can compete with over half the schools in Division 1. So tough answer, tough question to talk about, just because it's getting more and more competitive every year, and there's some phenomenal programs across all 3 divisions.
Mike, with that in mind, do you feel like the boys and girls who are playing soccer at Zurich International, maybe looking abroad, that they really understand that if they're coming to play soccer in America, whether it's Division 1, 2, or 3, that this is a real commitment. They're going to get a lot out of it, but also they really need to want to do this.
Oh, absolutely. I just reflected last week with one of the girls that came to the female camp, the first female camp that Tiro have ran, and that was exactly what the young lady said, that there's a lot more to it than just rocking up and playing football and thinking you're going to get a degree with it. It's a lot more complex than that, like Kev was saying with the Venn diagram, and knowing the reasons that you're going to do it, because that is you'd like to think it's going to be a 4-year commitment. And these international kids don't have that. There's nothing comparable in Europe. It's literally club. And if it's not club, the university is definitely, it's getting stronger, but it's nowhere near a Division 3 level.
It's partly a drinking society with a football team.
Correct. Yeah. There's a nice social ecosystem there, but that's it really, yeah.
Reuben, what do you for someone watching back home who's thinking, okay, do I really want to throw myself into that for 4 years? What do you think is the biggest athlete for the biggest benefit, for a student athlete coming in, playing college soccer for 4 years?
The biggest benefit is that it's a life-changing experience. You come out of it a totally more disciplined, mature, hardworking person that has learned the life skills of what it takes to compete athletically and also to do well in the classroom. So, just having an academic experience is great, but I feel like by being a student athlete, you challenge yourself even more. You grow even more. There's a lot more obstacles. There's a lot more challenges. You face adversity playing sports. So, yeah, whether you go professional or not, being a collegiate athlete, that's all good and well. But the big thing is you totally develop and come out of it a new person after 4 years.
Pretty amazing. Does anyone have anything they want to add on this?
No. Thank you, Josh, again, for everything.
Absolutely. Last thing, and Reuben, we're going to exclude you from this question because it's not a fair question to ask you. Who is going to make the final of the Tiro Sports ID World Cup? I'm going to go first. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, Reuben, but I'm going to go with North America just upon past form, and I'm going to go with Asia, slightly fresher legs.
That's a fair point. Yeah, I think fresh legs is a lot. I would also say, everyone likes a good comeback story. So having Northern Europe lose this morning in the MLS shootout, they have a little chip on their shoulder after that, and I think they might want to see what they can do here in the semifinals. But
I'm gonna back the two teams that we were up against in the group, and I honestly think Northern Europe will do a job. I think they've got a lot to prove, and I think they're a growing team, and the UK are such a well-oiled machine. And given that they've had 3 competitive games, and you could argue that that's not happened on the other side, I think they're more in their stride. So I'm going to go with the 2 underdogs potentially for the final.
I've seen Tom Gin buzzing around with very busy transfer activity these last 12 hours as well. That may come into play as well. But Kevin, Mike, Reuben, thanks very much for your insight and the predictions, and also for just, again, putting on this incredible tournament. Kevin for organising and you guys for coaching and bringing all the boys over. It's been an incredible week again. Guys, what we've got coming up this afternoon, in a couple of minutes, 15 minutes, Trinidad and Tobago against the rest of the world in the consolation game. South America against Southern Europe consolation game. And then the semi-final starting at 5:30. Reuben's Northern Europe, his full debut with the Northern Europeans against North America, who have won all their games thus far. And then Asia against UK at 7 p.m. All looking for that to get to that big game on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. We'll be back on a separate live stream with that soon. We'll see you back in Game of Frame soon, everyone. Take care.